Plaintiff Kelly Fahili met the defendant at work, and she thought they had a lot in common because they both had children at a young age. Kelly claims everything she does is about her children, but she soon realized that the defendant is all about herself because she chooses drugs over her own daughter. Kelly's suing for cell phone bills and disconnection fees. Defendant Ashley Linner says she's been on her own since she was 14 years old, and she insists that her daughter is her priority. Ashley denies being a drug user and says the only reason she couldn't pay Kelly is because she lost her job after her daughter was involved in a serious car accident.
Tell me what happened.
Well, sir, in 2008, I met Ashley when I started working at a restaurant. I figured her and I would have a lot in common. She had a child at a young age. I had twins when I was 16. I finished high school. I finished massage therapy school.
Good.
Everything I do is about my kids. And later to find out, Ashley is not. It's all about Ashley. She's into drugs.
What type of drugs?
Vicodin, Percocet, weed. You name it, she probably did it. Those are the ones I know of.
You all were hanging buddies?
No, we didn't hang out together outside of work.
Right.
It was a work relationship.
All right, let me allow her to respond and give background on your friendship or your association.
Well, that's a lie about me doing drugs. My daughter is my very one priority of my life. I've been out on my own since I've been 14 years old.
Why?
Me and my parents didn't get along. They weren't up to me having a child at such a young age to where they emancipated me to where they did.
And 14?
14 years old.
And where did
they?
Been
on my own ever since.
Where did you go?
I actually got my own apartment.
At 14?
14 years old.
Landlord, someone else signed for you?
I had a co-signer.
Okay.
My sister was my co-signer. And I've been out on my own, surviving, haven't went home not one time. I don't use drugs.
And can afford to get high. You've been doing pretty well.
I guess so, Your Honor.
Can afford an apartment and can afford dope, weed, everything.
Your Honor, she can't afford
everything.
That's pretty good.
By what other people
everything but the cell phone bill, right?
Yeah, she can afford it. She bought the drugs off my ex.
Then, my daughter.
She bought the drugs off my ex-boyfriend.
Okay, off your ex-boyfriend.
And I know this because I would go get the money from her.
But she would also, if that was the case, then
take
she's
her little hit
doing it
on the way, huh?
If we drug tested right now, who'd be clean, Ashley?
I would.
Go ahead, ma'am.
But anyways, my daughter was in a severe pedestrian car accident to where the car went in through the front of the store and took my sister and my daughter in through the
window of the store?
Wow. Locked my sister underneath the cash register, shattered both of her legs, and ruptured my daughter's spleen. Shortly after that happened, she fell off of a slide. Now, the doctor told me that I would have to keep an eye on my daughter for the next year to 2 years because they didn't do surgery on her spleen. They wanted to grasp back together. Okay, so about a couple months after the accident happened, I get a phone call at my job stating that my daughter has fell off of a slide to where I immediately had to leave work to take care of my daughter. While I'm at the ER, I get a phone call indicating that I'm terminated due to the fact that I left and took care of my daughter. By Kelly being a fit mother and a mother that would take care of her children, think that she would understand the predicament that I was in. My phone bill, yes, it was due a couple days later after I got terminated.
You are a friend. You refer to her as a fit mother.
Exactly.
And you heard what she said about you. She said you dope fiend mother and everything else.
But what people say is what people say.
I refer to her as a fit mother. I refer to her as a mother. But I don't know how fit.
But Your Honor, I understand that how she takes care of her kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By her lifestyle and my lifestyle is two different things. She lives with her parents, been living with her parents. Okay. I've been out on my own. I know what I need to do and what I don't need to do.
Did you ask for her to get the cell phone?
Yes, I did. And I also signed an agreement stating that I will pay for my monthly bills. And if any reason that I had to disconnect the phone bills, I will pay for my disconnection.
Let me hear from her. What was the agreement?
The agreement between us was, yes, she has to pay her half, which she did for about a year and a half. And then her so-called leaving work was after she used my phone and sent a text message that said, "Don't forget about me, call in 10 minutes." And just 10 minutes later, she has to leave. So,
regardless of
Why
what
do
the
you think
text
she was
message said,
dismissed,
doesn't
in
mean
your
nothing
opinion?
about me leaving.
she was dismissed because she did this once or twice a week.
Ran off
At work.
on the job.
Yeah, somebody called, something happened.
Your Honor, I was employed there since November 10, 2006. You told me if I did that every week, why would I still be employed?
Yeah,
right.
that's why
Ma'am?
you were fired.
All right, let's get to
Yeah,
the
it
agreement.
was.
Let's get to the
Anyways, the
agreement.
agreement was she pays her half of the bill, and if for any reason that it's disconnected, she pays it. And with, I understand what happened to her daughter. I felt bad. I actually drove her to the hospital one time for her daughter.
What has she failed to pay?
She failed to pay $170 in February. Let's see, she failed to pay $585
You
in
have
March.
the bill? Does your witness want to speak? Come on up, state your name.
Brandon McNeil.
What do you want to tell me?
Well, actually, I'm just here just on her behalf because she's a very good mom. She takes care of her daughter at all costs. Her daughter is her number one priority. I never seen her do anything first besides for her daughter. If there's anything wrong with her daughter, she's going to get it done and she's going to take it all the way there. I never seen anything else but that.
Good.
Like I'm saying, she's a very
Good to
fit
hear
mother
that.
when it comes to her daughter.
Did you ever use this phone?
No, I probably called the phone and
Called
talked
the
to her.
phone? All right, well, you stand right there while I get this judgment.
I'm sorry, I can't hear that good.
I know you can't. Now, when I tell you, you may have to stand there and pay part of this bill. You say you've been calling that phone, so you've been participating in the use of that phone. So I told you to stand right there, and then you couldn't hear me suddenly. I was just playing with you. Have a seat, sir. Thank you. All right, ma'am. You have any defense to not paying the balance?
Well, the balance, I do believe that I owe it to her, but what I feel that I don't owe her is the disconnection fees because I had a 2-year contract.
Were you late?
Was I late?
When she disconnected it, were you late?
I was 2 weeks late. My phone bill was due February 20th. And I told her that I wasn't able to come up with the rest of my phone bill. 2 weeks after that, that's when my phone bill got shut off.
2 weeks after you told her you couldn't pay.
Right, because she disconnected it.
Yeah, she had every
Regardless-
right to disconnect it, ma'am. If you don't pay a bill that is in someone else's name that could jeopardize someone else's credit, she did exactly what she should have done. She called that company and said, she can't pay me, and I don't want you all to ruin my credit, so please cut her phone off. And you're responsible for having that phone cut off because you failed to pay, you breached the contract. She did exactly what she should have done to avoid further damage to her credit or otherwise, and you have to pay that $1,552 for the bill and the disconnection fee. She wouldn't have had to disconnect it had you paid her on time and not jeopardize her credit. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Wow, she's putting allegations on me is because she's obviously doing it herself to where I know what she's doing, but I'm not going to put her business out in the open like she just did me.
We have nothing to say to each other. We'll probably never see each other after this. I have what I need, and I really don't want anything else to do.
Ditto.
Yeah, I doubt it. Everybody's gonna see everybody.
Yeah.
Not like you're not gonna see
South Bend
nobody.
is a very
Who
small
look
city.
better? Her or her?
Guaranteed
Look
that.
at her. She look like she's the one on drugs.
Exactly.
Clearly.
And I know a couple of people that she done brought oxycodone.
We're not gonna go
from
through all that.
And
That
Percocet.
drug.
So you want to put little
Yeah,
information out there? I can.
Let's be real about it.
Exactly.